What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I hope you guys are feeling good about the draft and all that. The reality is we really just don't know right away how the draft is going to work. So many times we hear the experts, the guys who say that this guy is a can't-miss player, that when they grade, of course, the draft, they're grading by what they think they know. And the reality is it's a crapshoot. You make the best educated guess that you can that what a player did in college will be able to translate to the NFL, and it doesn't always do that. And there's a lot of players that are drafted that you think are going to be great, and they aren't. The thing you have to do now, Philly 500 is, basically doing what he does, laughing at the Cowboys. You guys stink. Okay, all right, I hear you. But it amazes me how Eagles fans, and I was having this conversation with Leo, and Leo was talking about, in the course of the last 15 years, we've been more successful. I hear what you're saying, and you're right. You're 100% right. But when I die and take a dirt nap, are they going to just talk about what I did the last 15 years of my life? I mean, it could be that I'm in a bad accident and I'm a vegetable for the last 15 years of my life, so that they decided they ain't pulling the plug, even though, pull the plug, okay? If there ain't no hope, pull the plug. I'm not trying to take up all the medical facilities and waste all that money and stuff. Pull the plug if there's no hope. So does that mean that my life, that last 15 years, that they can't talk about, like, back when I played football at JMU, or when I was in high school and graduated, or, my first marriage where I had my kids, Michael and Michaela, or my second marriage where I met the woman of my dreams. I didn't meet her then. I met her 40 years ago at JMU, and she was my woman of my dreams there. It just took me 20 years to get there. Are we saying I can't talk? You can't look at me from those things? Because, see, what you have to understand is everything that happens to you in life is what shapes you into the person that you are. And so your history is you. No matter how long ago it was, it's still part of the whole picture. Because these same Eagle fans are talking about, the last 15 years, we'll still go back to talking about those world championships. So we're going to ignore everything else is in between? No, bro. Don't work that way. And things go through cycles. You've had cycles. This is your cycle, okay? You've had your cycle right now, and you've won one Super Bowl, and, you've been to two others. This is your cycle. We had our cycle. We went to 3 Super Bowls, and we won them. We had another cycle where we went to 4 Super Bowls, and we won 2 of them. Those cycles happen over and over again. And it may be that you find out that Jalen Hurts isn't the guy. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe some people are saying that this is kind of a prove-it year for Jalen Hurts. And knowing that at the end of next year, he's a $107 million dead hit. So I don't know how you say we're going to get rid of him. And if it ends up being that instead of him getting back to the way he was during the Super Bowl year, that he ends up being more like RG3 and continually going down, then you got problems. And mind you, I know Howie is a genius and he'll probably figure it out, but I believe at the moment, we're looking at next year, I think you only have about $10 million in cap space because of all these contracts that have been kicked down the road. Now, again, I am Joe the fan, who is fortunate enough not to have to broadcast from his mama's basement. I don't have a journalism degree or anything like that. I am just Joe the fan, who who enjoys talking about the Dallas Cowboys and giving you my personal opinions and feelings. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just what I feel. But I'm excited because I remember what the Cowboys used to do, unfortunately, with Tony Romo. Early in his career, before they started drafting Tyron Smith and Travis Frederick and Zach Martin, what they were doing was they were just getting kind of guys and just plugging them in and saying, okay, that's good enough for the offensive line, and putting it on the quarterback, Tony Romo, to make some plays with an inferior offensive line. And I will say, I don't know if DeMarco Murray was that great of a running back to have gotten the Cowboys' rushing record. I don't know that he was better than Tony Dorsett or Emmitt Smith. I think he benefited from having 3 All-Pro, 2 future Hall of Fame offensive linemen opening holes for him. 1,800 yards. Yeah. And unfortunately, that offensive line got old. It started to break down 2017, Tyron Smith beginning to have injuries and missing times. You remember 2017 when Chaz Green had to come in. We had to plug him in there. And you look at some of the journeyman offensive linemen that we've had to have starting on this team. You know, guys have gone out and got like a Goda and things like that. Like I said, Chaz Green and things. We've had, old-ass Jason Peters out there. We've been just trying to find guys that are going to be good enough to start. And it hasn't been the same. The offensive line has not been the same. And here's where you have to be excited that the Cowboys pulled a rabbit out the hat where they had 3 picks in the first 4 rounds, that they ended up with 3 players that were rated 38 or higher. That's insane when you think about it. And I just finished talking about Cooper Beebe, and for me, he looks like Juggernaut. Seems like he got no neck. That's the football look, right? See, when you, at least back in my day, in college, when you took your football pictures, you wanted to look as mean as you could, and you wanted to look like you had no neck. So you kind of drop your chin down and you roll back. Yeah, that's your football look. Okay? Yeah. So when people say, oh my God, they're scouting, they say, look at that guy, look at his neck. Oh my God. But he looks like Juggernaut. But Tyler Guyton, and understand this is going to be a little long here because I'm on the road by myself with just Joe Boo, and he don't talk too much. At least not when I'm not around me. I don't know if he does when I'm asleep or not, but I'm just trying to pass the time as I drive here into the sunset. I like what I see from Tyler Guyton. The knock will be is that he is young and he's raw. And, there's going to be some growing pains on there. But I believe that he's never given up a sack. He played defensive line in high school. He ended up playing a little bit of tight end. See, people think that he played like straight tight end and stuff like that. It was more of, as he was talking on 105 The Fan, shout out to 105 The Fan, that are, of course, the professional media guys, unlike me, that, we go to a draft event and we're doing the shit off our cell phones, trying to figure out, without the benefit of having a crew. We're broadcast media. But shout out to 105 Fan that interviewed Tyler Guyton, who's been a Cowboy fan all his life, going to TCU. He basically said, as far as playing tight end, was more of a package. He's like, I basically had one route. Okay, I got one route. Okay, that's it. I'm going to play tight end in this formation and all that. So it wasn't like he was a tight end converted into a tackle. He was a tackle that played some tight end in certain packages. I mean, that would be like saying William Perry was a defensive lineman converted from a fullback. They used him at fullback, and he ran actually a couple of touchdowns as a fullback. But it was more of, this is a package, and we're just going to embarrass your ass because we've got the fridge running down your throat. Be that as it may, he's 6'8", and typically when you have really, really tall offensive linemen, it's tougher for them because they are taller. What you have to understand is, generally speaking, when the battles of offense versus defensive players and the line and the trenches, generally speaking, the lower man wins. It's true. You get underneath guys' pads, you can't. You're being lifted up. You don't have the strength to necessarily move them around. And guys that are typically taller are so tall that it's easier for the defensive guys to get underneath there. But one of the traits that in his ratings is he's very quick out of his stance. Now, people will say he started only 14 games, 13 of them as a right tackle, which is true. Only one as a left. And as I put it, Mike McCarthy puts it a little bit different. He said, it's like wiping your ass with your right hand versus wiping your ass with your left hand. Try that. Uh-oh. Hopefully they're not coming for me. He's hauling ass. This has been kind of crazy. You guys might remember about 2 weeks ago, me and Mike were driving home from working on the house in Culpeper. That's to get back on tomorrow. And we hit all this traffic on Interstate 64, and we saw all the automatic weapons and everything else. There was a guy who shot somebody, and they had a police chase, and he ended up getting off to the side of the road. They ended up shooting him on the standoff. He got shot, guy died. Last night, when me and Game Time were on our way back, it was like deja vu because we had all these police cars hauling ass after we stopped off to get gas. And as we're going down the road, here it is. We've got all these police cars, and the Interstate 270 is literally shut down on the other side. Now, we couldn't see what was going on. We don't know if this was a drunk driver, had an accident, but I didn't see any ambulances, didn't see any fire trucks, nothing like that. So it's like, damn, what is going on in this world? All right. Thank God. Because here's one of the things. Every time I see a police car with the lights going on behind me or a police car riding behind me, it's scary. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's scary. So, back to Tyler Guyton. Typically, guys that are taller, it's harder for them. However, he is very, very quick out of his stance. He runs like a 5.17 40, not real fast, but his first step is very, very quick. Now, he's only had one start on the left side, which is, of course, the blind side, unless your quarterback is left-handed. And his quarterback in Oklahoma was left-handed. So he had to defend the quarterback's blind side and did not give up a sack. He is strong. He needs to get stronger. They'll beef him up. They'll get his man body put on him. Might not be this year, but they will definitely be working on bulking him up. He's 333 pounds and 6'8". And for me, the comparison I have to that is Calais Campbell, who is 6'8" and about 320, 330. So you're looking at a guy who is big, and because he's taller, he's not sloppy fat. He's bulky, but he's big, but he's kind of lean. And I look at this and I say, for those out there, they killed the Cowboys because they didn't re-sign a lot of their players. They didn't re-sign a bunch of their players because they may not have fit any longer what they were trying to do. Mike Zimmer's philosophy is going to be different than Dan Quinn's. And as Bill Parcells says, if I'm going to cook the meal, let me at least do the shopping. Let me at least do the shopping. And I like that. All right, so that's where we are with him. I think about what it used to be like with Tyron Smith. Do y'all remember when Tyron Smith literally could just take his arm and just throw a guy? Oh my God, look at this. Holy smokes. My windshield is covered. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Look at that sun. Sun is setting. Oh, there we go. Isn't that beautiful? It's getting dark now. Oh, man. I would have loved to have been sitting on the mountain and looking at that sunset. So, Tyron Smith, with his knee injuries, with his elbow injuries, with his back injuries, where the Cowboys learned, we got to keep him bubble wrap all week and manage him to be able to make it through the season. That you've got a young guy who maybe in the next couple of years you'll be seeing him literally pushing people off. He sounds like he's ecstatic about being here and being a Dallas Cowboy player. He's talking trash and basically saying we're here to win the Super Bowl. And you gotta like the guy. He's ecstatic. You saw him walking in the Star and just being amazed. Having his locker right there by Zach Martin. You know, this has definitely been a good draft. And I'm so happy that I got to do it with my people. But I'm sad now because now they're gone. So there you have it. All right, good people. I got about, about an hour and a half to go. And it's going to be getting dark again, so I'll be driving at night again. But at least it won't be 2:30 in the morning when I get in like it was last night. Let me say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all of you guys and you ladies, and appreciate everything that you do for the Joe Boo Sports Report. We're going to keep on working. We're going to be doing some more new things. You all know that I throw shit on the wall, or should I say, throw Mom's spaghetti on the wall and see if it sticks. I'm betting Mom's spaghetti sticks on the wall. I think what I'm going to do, David Wiley, I'm going to cook some spaghetti tomorrow. Not Mom's spaghetti. I'm going to cook some Mark Holmes spaghetti and show you guys. Boy, the police are out tonight. And show you what my kids got for spaghetti. How about Dad's spaghetti? There you go. All right, people. I'll see you all soon. Peace out.